If I'm over 30, can I come to Canada? I get this question so many times that today I want to answer this question not with a yes or a no, because बहुत सारे लोग सिर्फ yes or a no में आंसर चाहते हैं. Actually इसका आंसर yes या no में नहीं दिया जा सकता. But in the next few minutes, I will try to answer that question for you. So let's not waste any time and let's jump right into the video. Welcome back, guys. Now, coming to Canada in your 30s is not difficult. A lot of you guys think that if you're in your 30s, it is too late to start a new life, especially in a new country. But it is actually not that difficult. Why am I saying that? Because a lot of my friends have moved to Canada and they are living a great life. If I get a chance on my channel, I'll try to interview them so that you get the confidence which you need with their stories so that you are able to move to Canada in your 30s. Coming back to the topic, if you can come to Canada in your 30s and start a new journey with a study visa. This is the question which I get asked so many times. And today, let's try to answer that. Well, to start off, Canadian immigration system is actually based upon a lot of factors. Then the most easy way to move to Canada right now is through express entry, which factors into your age, your education, your work experience, your language skills, and if you have any ties in Canada, which means blood relations in Canada. Now, all of these contribute towards your CRS score, which is a comprehensive ranking system. Basically, एक lottery है जिसमें सबकी applications डलती हैं और जो एक threshold के ऊपर होता है उनको ITS approve किए जाते हैं. Invitation to apply for PR, which is express entry. Now, these draws, barring COVID times, generally happen once a month or sometimes twice a month, which means करीबन 25 से 26 draws निकलते हैं पूरे साल में. Every draw has about 3,000 invitations, which means in the entire year there would be more than 80,000 approved applications. Now, how to calculate your score? Simple. I'll put a link in the description below. You can go there and start putting in your details. It will just ask you your age, your education, your language skill, and then it will give you a total score which you have right now. Now, this is just a start. With everything you put in, you will get points. Now, you will see it is not just about your age. It's about your education. As I mentioned earlier, it's about your language. It's about your work experience. So everything is gaining points. We started the video discussing about the age factor to get your express entry or study visa. Well, this is just one part, as you can see. So if your age is more, you can compensate the number of points on your education or on your work experience. The general rule is the older you get, the more experience you have. So you will have more points in your experience. Now remember, getting a study visa in Canada and after completing your education, you will also get 3 years of open work permit, which means that you can work in Canada while you're applying for your permanent residence, which will again give you additional points. Yes, you will grow in your age, but you will get additional points in your education and also in your work experience within Canada. Now, since we were talking about the CRS score, at the bottom, if your score is more than 470, you don't need an Canadian education. You should be able to apply for your express entry right away. I know there is no draws happening right now, but at least you can submit your application. Your application would remain in effect for one entire year. So you never know when the next round of draws happen. You might get lucky. So don't wait to make your file if your points are more than 470 or 470 to start off. Now the other part is if your points are not enough or they're not over 470, what will you do then? Then the second option is to apply for your study visa. Now getting the study visa doesn't guarantee you any PR. What it does is it gives you the option to study in Canada for a 1 or a 2 year course. After you study, you get 1 or 3 years of work permit, depending upon what course you have selected. All of these will give you additional points. It will take 2 or 3 years, but it will give you additional points. It will allow you to enter Canada. It will allow you to study in Canada and at the same time work in Canada. Also, I do not want to forget this very important thing. Try to get a meaningful education in Canada and not any random diploma, because it may get you PR, but it will not get you a good job. So make sure your education is based upon what you like or what you have done in the past. Also, having a score of 470 doesn't mean that you will get PR. You also have to make sure that medical, your legal aspects of your life and your financials are in place. But having 470 and up will definitely give you a head start to move to Canada. Now, if you want to calculate your points after your education, you can still do it now. You can factor in all the points after you will complete your education. What will be your age, what will be your education qualification, your work experience. You can still write it in the CRS calculator and then see what your CRS score would be. Express entry as of now will stay for next 3 years for sure, which means that we at least know that you can still use these CRS points for the next 3 years. So one more time, we want to rewind what we have learned today. One is that your age might be a factor which will give you less points in your CRS score, but you can compensate your age points by having a Canadian education plus your Canadian work experience. Also, not to forget, your Ielts score will factor in big time. Getting an Ielts score of 6 and getting an Ielts score of overall 7 will make a huge difference. You can calculate going on the CRS tool, which is again in the description below. You can check that out. I know a lot of people do not know anything about it. You should definitely try to put in all the details and see where you stand right now. If it's not 470, factor in the Canadian education and Canadian work experience, and then see what will be your score 2 or 3 years down the lane. This tool is really helpful in telling you where you will stand in 2 or 3 years or even today. So if your score is more than 470, go ahead and apply for your express entry and save the money. If your score is not 470, try to work on things which you can to make it to 470 or over. If nothing is working out, then you can definitely try to get Canadian study visa, and then you can come to Canada on studies, and after that you can apply for your permanent residence. Remember, the goal should not be just to study, it should be to enhance your skills so that you are able to have a better life in Canada. After all, having Canadian education will help you in your future, and it should not just be a backdoor entry to come to Canada on permanent residence. Because coming to Canada and then thinking that maybe you'll have enough points later on is not going to help. You should be able to decide everything today, that if everything falls in place, what will be your future. Getting a better education will enhance your skill. It will also enhance your educational background, which will help you in getting a better job in Canada, which will enhance your future. So make sure when you're moving to Canada on an education visa, or if you're trying to move up in your 30s, factor in all these points which I mentioned today, and I'm sure you will have a great life in Canada. I hope you liked this video. If you really did, please do not forget to share it with your friends. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.